Hey everyone, welcome back to BK Motors and Mayhem. This week we are going to be working on the Yamaha Virago. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh yay, the tank liner finally came in. You can line the tank, fire it up for the first time, and then maybe go for a ride on it later on. You'd be wrong. The tank liner is still not in. Now, it has been ordered. It should be in shortly. Maybe even by the time you guys watch this video, it will be in. But it is not in as of now. So instead, I decided that I'm going to wash this filthy old pig. She is disgusting. And frankly, I am tired of having to work on it with it being this dirty. So we're going to give her a bit of a detail, a bit of a wash this week. I don't know how much we'll get into it. We might do a full detail on it, or I might save that for later on when we finally get it running. But for now, we're going to give her a bit of a wash and clean her up and spruce her up a bit. Make her look a lot better and more presentable because she's disgusting, okay? And frankly, I'm tired of every time I work on this thing, I get covered in dirt from head to toe. So that's the plan for this week's video. Already starting to clean up so much better. All right, I'm going to start off by again using my favorite degreaser. LA's totally awesome. And I am going to spray this down really good because, as you can tell, it definitely needs it before I even hit it with any soap or SOS pads. I'm just going to go right to town on a degreaser on it. Really spray this down. It really, really needs it. Now I'm just grabbing my brush, just going to agitate the degreaser a little bit, get in there. All right, now I'm just going to wash off all that degreaser and let's see how much better she looks. All right, She is already looking much better compared to what she looked like before. But now I think it's time to go a little more aggressive, and that's with the steel wool and SOS pads. So I'm just going to start right here on the side cover and really go to town, and we shall see the difference on how much better it will look. Because I can almost guarantee you this is going to clean up really nice. And we're going to hit these a little bit. The steel wool. Just gently. I'm not going to push too much. All right. Now I'm going to move on to the other side. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to hit these forks pretty good because they definitely need a scrub down. Well, she's definitely looking a lot better compared to what it looked like before. So that is a very nice sign that she's going to clean up very well. So now I'm going to hit the exhaust with a fresh SOS pad and see how much better I can actually make it clean up. I'm not sure. She's pretty bad right here, but I might be able to make it look a little bit better. So let's see what we can do with this. She's pretty bad. Well, that bottom one definitely cleaned up almost like brand new. Now that top one, she's still pretty rusty, but she looks a lot better than what she did. So I'm okay with that for now. Now I normally don't like to use these on the front fenders on bikes because it can easily scratch them. But in this case, with how dull and cruddy it is, I am going to use it, but I'm going to be very gentle. So I'm not pressing very hard at all. Just very light scrubs. Okay, so it won't really scratch it. It'll just help take some of the rust off and help shine it back up. And mainly on the back. The back is really bad. I figured before I hit this thing with soap and I start going to town with a scrub brush and all that on it, I'd give you guys and gals a quick update on some of the past projects, okay? So, if you remember the CB from a couple of videos ago, when I last took it out and rode it, it wasn't running quite right and it was leaking oil everywhere. It was terrible. Well, I did address that problem. It was just the gasket. I got a new gasket for it for the timing chain tensioner, so it no longer leaks oil. Now, I haven't ridden it to see if it's riding better since. I don't know, but I do know that at least the oil leak problem is solved for now. And also, if you guys watch the boat video, and the problem that I had with that was it wasn't shifting fully into gear. The cable was actually collapsible like a spring, and they're not supposed to be like that because it then won't allow it to shift all the way into drive or reverse. And I ended up having a brand new old stock cable kicking around in my garage. So I grabbed that and I just threw it over there with the boat for now. I haven't had a chance to put it on it. Maybe later on in this video, maybe another video, and we'll wrap that up. See if we could take it out and see if it's worthy of tubing, because that is one of my favorite things to do with a boat. But for now, I just have that sitting on the back burner. I haven't touched it. Like I said, I just put the cable out there and that's all I've done with it for now. But that is what happened with that. Like I said, was the cable was collapsing like a spring, so it wasn't grabbing the shift lever and allowing it to shift all the way into drive. So I believe it was sitting partially in neutral and partially in drive, and that's why it didn't have full throttle. So I just have to find the time. I'm a busy guy. Just got to find the time to throw the new cable on and try it out and see what happens. All right. Well, let's get back to washing up this dirty old Yamaha. Hey guys, so there's a quick break in the action to talk about this week's sponsor, and that is Dubby. I've been using it for a couple weeks now, and it is a fantastic product. I drop a little bit in my mixer mug here in the morning, and it helps give me the energy throughout the day to keep working on those projects that you guys enjoy seeing. And the best part about it is zero crash and no jitters. Dubby is a powdered energy drink that replaces other inferior caffeine beverages like coffee. It contains zero maltodextrin, zero fillers, zero artificial colors or dyes, and no proprietary blends. The star of the show is their coffee fruit extract, which helps you focus with no jitters or crash. And all you have to do, guys, is open up your container. Pre-supplied scoop it comes with. Just one scoop. Plop it in with 16 ounces of water. Give it a good shake. And you're good to go for the rest of the day. So go check them out, w.com. And guys, don't forget to use my discount code down below, Motors of Mayhem 10. And that will give you 10% off your next purchase of any W product. All right, now back to the action. Hey everyone, we are back. It is now the next day. The bike is looking fantastic. As you can tell, she is cleaned right up. She's really got a nice shine on some of these, but you can tell they still need a little more polishing and some work. And I think that is what we'll get into today. I don't want to go too crazy on it yet, but we can at least start and get a good jump start on some of the cleaning on this bike and help bring it right back around. So I think that is the goal for today. Polish up some of these. I think some of the side plastics, and she might be pretty good to go for now. I do want to do the tank. I really, really want to do the tank, really polish it up and bring it back around, but not today. I don't want to do it until I get the liner in, and then we can really go to town and polish up that tank and bring her back. So let's hop in and get to it. All right, so I think we're going to start with these air filter covers. I mean, this side is a dummy air filter cover, but you know what I mean. And we're going to start and polish this and really clean her up and bring her back. I can move on to the engine and start to do some of that, but I think I might wait on that and not get too crazy on it today. But these I definitely want to start onto because it's what will really draw your eye onto the bike is this nice shiny piece of chrome. Your eye will just gravitate right to it. So the shinier and the nicer polished is, the better. And again, guys, you have seen me use this product quite a few times before. It's just the Autosol metal polish. It works fantastic. If you haven't used it before and you own a bike or a truck with stainless steel exhaust tips on it or whatever, and you've never used it before, go out, give it a shot, try it. You will not be disappointed. It works fantastic. Wow. As you can see, what a difference that is. It looks a world of a difference. That looks amazing. It's unfortunate that it's got a couple little dents in it, but that really cleaned up and looks amazing. All right, now we're going to go around. Let's do the other side. Wow, that is probably the best looking piece of chrome on this bike ever. That looks fantastic. That cleaned up really nice. Now I can go along, do the exhaust and everything else and try and bring that back around, but I don't think we're going to try and do that today. Maybe another day. Like I said, we're just trying to do the odds and the end pieces, try and get a good jump start on it, because this bike still, even after that clean yesterday, still needs a really good clean yet. As you can see, the back tire and back end is still really dirty. I had the saddlebags on it and they kind of covered it, but those saddlebags also needed a really good clean as well. So we're just getting a good jump start on it. So now we are going to move on to these side plastics. So what we're going to do is I have an array of different products here, and I'm going to show you each and every one. They're basically going to just go on the exact same as the last, and I will show you in between each stages and how they perfect along the way. Now I chose these products for no in particular reason. They were just basically what I had in my garage, but they are what will work. I have a scratch and swirl remover, a compound, and a wax. So to start, I will show you this one. This will be the first one that we'll start on here. This is the left side cover. So as you can see here, she is pretty heavily scratched up and rough. Now I'm hoping we can make this look a lot better. So I'm going to first start with the scratch and swirl remover. Now this is by Chemical Guys. I believe I've used it before on the channel when I was doing the Yamaha Maxim, the gas tank on it. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Go watch me restoring the 1982 Yamaha Maxim. That's a pretty cool series. So I'm just going to apply it onto my pad. Like I said, I have used this one before, and it is a really good product as well. I do like it. It also smells really good, almost too good. You could almost eat it, but don't do that. Smear it on. And then just go to town on the piece you are polishing. All right, now that it is fully hit with the buffer, I'm going to let that sit for a minute and we will take that off. All right, now that this is sat for a good couple minutes, I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this off. You don't want it to sit too long because it will dry way too much and it will be a huge pain to try and get off, and you will thoroughly hate yourself for it. Trust me, I know, I've done it. And just go ahead and wipe it off. And now, as you can see, it is looking a lot better already. There's still some scratches in it, so that means that those are a little deeper, but they're not as pronounced and obvious anymore. They look much better. From, way back there, they're looking pretty good instead of, way over there they were looking good. These are looking pretty good now. Now, next, if if there's any left in this, which it's sounding pretty low. I'm going to hit it with some compound. Like I said, this is sounding pretty low. I might be almost out. And then it's just the same process with the compound as well. And remember, guys, don't hover too long on a single spot. You will burn through the clear coat. That is not good. So you want to float along it. Just like so. Now that is looking pretty good. Again, I'm going to let that sit for a good minute and dry, and then come back and just wipe it off. And remember, this process isn't just limited to plastics or motorcycles. You could do the same thing on your car, even. It's the exact same process. This is almost as close to a cut and polish. That's just minus the wet sand. The very fine wet sand on your car to really make it shine like glass. And then you'd want to go over with probably a scratch removal, a compound, and a wax. But this is just minus the wet sand. So, like I said, I'm just going to let that sit for a good minute, dry, and we'll be right back. And we'll wipe that off, and then we'll move on to some wax. All right, so now after that's set, again, same process. I'm just going to go ahead, wipe this off, and move on to the next stage. And like I said, I will show you in between each stage so you can see the slow progress that it does make. As you can see, looking a lot shinier and better compared to in between just the swirl and scratch remover. Look at how much shinier that is so far, especially compared to that one. So now we are going to move on to the wax, last and final stage. And I am going to be using, really want to shake it up also before you apply it. I am going to be using Meguiar's black wax. This is for black plastics, black paint, all that stuff. This is a really good product and it works fantastic. So again, let's squirt it on. That might be a little too much. Perfect. Oh yeah, way too much. That's fine. All right, there you have it. Nice spread out even. Now again, like I said, same process as before. So I'm going to let that sit for a couple minutes, and then I'll come back, wipe it off, and I'll show you the final product and what it looked like before. So I'll be right back. All right, so we are back. It's set. Again, just go and wipe it off, and I'll show you what it looks like. I know, long, tedious process, guys, but in the end, if you were to do this to your own bike or car or whatever, it is very much worth it in the end. It really cleans up and looks amazing by the time you're done. Classic car, your daily driver, doesn't matter. You want to polish a turd, this is one good way to do it. Okay? And there you have it. Beautiful, nice, deep, rich black color in the end. And then you can see what would have looked like before compared to now. It looks fantastic. So now I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to bore you with doing this one. I'm just going to go ahead, jump in, do it, and I will be right back, and we'll slap these back on the bike and we'll see how they look. Hey guys and gals, we are back. We have a fully reassembled and pretty damn clean bike, if I don't say so myself. If you can see, look at those plastics. They are beautiful. They're looking great on this bike. And with all the nice polished chrome, like the air filter covers, she is looking really dang good. So, unfortunately, guys and gals, that about wraps up this video for this week. I can't go much further without the tank liner, and like I said earlier, I don't really want to get into polishing the tank yet until after I have done the liner. And yes, I know there is still some more polishing and cleaning I can do, but I don't want to get too into that just yet. So that about wraps up this video. Until next week, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. And hey, like I said, subscribing, zero obligation. Hit that notification bell and you will always be notified on when a new video comes out. They're usually out every Friday. So I will see you then. This is BK Motors of Mayhem, out.